สวัสดีค่ะทุกคน Good morning วันนี้เราจะมาทำเกี๊ยวทำเกี๊ยวค่ะเห็นเราก็มีสูตรหมูแล้วก็จะมาห่อเกี๊ยวเนาะเมื่อวานนี้ทำไปอย่างคุณยายเขาก็ว่าอร่อยดีนี่จะมาให้เหลือเมื่อวานแหละวันนี้เราก็จะไปห่อไปให้ไปกินข้าวเที่ยงเนี่ยดูดิแป้งมันต่างกันกับเมื่อวานนี่จะห่อง่ายนะไม่ถนัดใส่ถุงแล้วก็ล้างมือสะอาดอยู่นะแต่ว่าไม่ถนัดใส่ถุงเอาออกล้างมือเรียบร้อยอย่างสะอาดแล้วไม่ถนัดลองดูดิอุ้ยแป้งรู้สึกจะไม่ดีนะเนี่ยแป้งมันกรอบนิดเดียวลองดูสิเห็นเขาห่อนะก็อยากห่อบ้าง
And I've watched many of them get old, have health problems, and pass away. And each time, I found myself wondering, why does our time with them have to be so short? And is there anything we can do to help them live longer? So I've been on a journey to find out, and I've put together an easy list of go and no-go foods. I've done my own research, and I've hooked up with one of the most well-known dog experts in the world to compile this information. So let's start at the beginning.
ต้องเวลาเรานึ่งเราก็พยายามจะI wash my hair really good. I'm not comfortable with the แป้งเราเอาออกจากช่องฟรีซเมื่อวานให้เราก็เอามันแตกใส่ได้ไม่เยอะกลัวห่อได้ไม่สวยก็ใส่นิดเดียวไปจะลองห่อหลายแบบเห็นก็ห่อกันหลายแบบนะมันแตกไม่สวยโอ้แป้งไม่สวยเลยแป้งมันกรอบเดี๋ยวเราลองห่อแบบนี้ดูสิเรามีเห็นอีกคนนึงเขาห่อกันนะเขาห่อแบบนี้แบบนี้
Joining us are former Deputy Assistant AG Tom Dupree and co-host of the Big Money Show, Taylor Ritz. Welcome to you both. Counselor Dupree, what did you make of oral argument? And can't these implements what the president has done? I mean, I thought tariffs were like Congress.
เขาคนละอย่างแป้งมันกรอบ
Taylor Ritz, welcome to you both. Counselor Dupree, what did you make of oral argument? And can't these tariffs be saved if Congress implements what the president has done? I mean, I thought tariffs were like Congress.
เราก็ลองห่อแตกต่างดูว่าเราจะทำได้นะแป้งมันไอ้นี่แป้งมันกรอบอะ มันต้องใส่นะ
was like a double jolt of caffeine. I loved it. And look, what the Supreme
เรา
Court
ห่อหลายๆแบบลองห่อหลายๆแบบดู
correctly noted an absolutely critical question. And it goes to your point, whether Congress actually gave the president the power to impose these tariffs. And so the justices asked hard questions of both sides. Look, they pushed the administration's lawyers saying, where do you see the language in the law that gave Trump the power to do what he did? But they also pushed back against the people challenging the tariff, saying that, look, the president was acting in his role as commander-in-chief, as controller of our foreign policy, and maybe he gets a bit more leeway in that context. But the bottom line is that the court did seem to doubt that Congress gave the president such broad authority. And look, if the court ultimately says Trump went too far, you're absolutely right. He has other statutes he could rely on to impose tariffs, or Congress could simply ratify what the president has already done.
นี่เราก็ขอคนละ
All
แบ
right,
บ
Taylor, assume arguendo the worst
Ui.
case scenario. Revenue, trade deals, lots of really hard work.
สวัสดีค่ะ
President put into this.
ไม่กล้าอยากไลฟ์สดไม่กล้าเพราะยังห่อได้ไม่สวยเนาะ อันนี้เราฝึกทำนะคะ เรายังไม่เคยทำเลย แต่ว่าไส้ใช้ได้ละไส้อร่อย เห็นคุณตาคุณยายบอกไส้อร่อยมาก แต่ว่าเราต้อง
If the court deems this a tax on businesses or a tax on consumers, how do you start to redistribute the refunds of all of that? I don't think anyone wants to try to think about how that goes. I think the good news though, Trey, is that
ต้อง
markets
ห่อ
and
ให้สวยแล้ว
business
ค่อยไล
leaders
ฟ์สด
want certainty. So if the Supreme Court says go for it, this
เอา
is
ไว้หัด
okay,
เฉย
markets and business leaders and
นี่
corporations
ค่ะ
say,
แล้วก็ได้
great,
แค่
I
นี้
can plan for that. If the Supreme
เริ่ม
Court
ออก
says
มาแล้วมัน
no,
ก็
the
อร่อย
president
หมด
overstepped
ขอให้ไส้
and
อ
you
ร่อย
can't do this, business leaders and corporations in the market will say, great, I can plan for that, right? They just need clarity in either direction. And as the other guest and you have mentioned in your introduction, there are other statutes that the president can use. So again, I think business leaders and the markets aren't going to tank no matter what happens from the Supreme Court. It really is. They just want clarity so they can plan. I need to figure out what I'm going to charge, how I'm going to import my business 90 days, 18 months from now. And I don't want to be going back and forth and trying to figure out what I charge and who my importer is.
All right, Tom. Sometimes the media has a tendency to kind of dumb down court decisions. It is possible that every justice likes tariffs and the administration still loses because the vehicle matters as much as the destination when it comes to the law. So even if the President loses,
เราก็จะไป
that
นึ่ง
doesn't mean the non-justices don't support tariffs. It means that they thought it maybe should have used another statute, right? Or maybe Congress should have done it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And
แป้งมันกรอบ
justices often like to say that they don't rule on policy grounds. So to your point, sure, it's entirely possible that you could have justices who say, we think tariffs make sense as a matter of economic policy, as a matter of foreign policy, but Congress simply didn't give the president the power under this particular law to impose these tariffs. And if that's the way the Supreme Court comes out, then I think this is just the first chapter in what could be a very long book where the president in chapter 2 will say, okay, my first effort in imposing tariffs was not successful. They said I used the wrong
อ่ะ
law.
ลืม
So
เกิน
I'm
กา
going to
แฟ
choose another law and impose different tariffs, maybe narrower in scope, but not rely on the one the Supreme Court said I can't use it.
All right, Taylor, the economy was #1 for voters Tuesday, including affordability and health care. Look, I know it's a small sample size, but you also got to factor in, in Georgia, Democrats won statewide, Pennsylvania. What happened Tuesday night? What are your takeaways?
Yeah, it's been a long week as I think we sort of digest what happened Tuesday night, especially for us here in New York City. I think two things. Affordability is still very much on the ballot, and this administration has tried to tackle affordability, and they campaigned on that. But they need to do a better job of messaging that prices, they are working on bringing them down, and that they understand that things still feel too unaffordable, and that inflation is still too high. Second, there was a great piece in the Wall Street Journal that said, these are transplants to New York City. A lot of native New Yorkers actually voted for Trump. These are young